In today's deep dive, we're journeying into the heart of America's political battlegrounds. Watch as we unravel how Trump and Harris are stacking up in key swing states like Arizona and Nevada, with only 11 weeks to go until Election Day. Who will come out on top? Stay tuned as we break down the latest poll numbers and betting odds in these critical regions. As the 2024 presidential election swiftly approaches, with only 11 weeks left on the calendar, it's essential to explore the latest data from polls and betting odds in key battleground states to discern who might lead in the race for the White House. Starting off, Vice President Harris appears to have a solid footing in Maine's 1st District, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Illinois, Colorado, New Mexico, Washington, Oregon, California, and Hawaii. On the other hand, former President Trump is anticipated to triumph as his stronghold seems to be in Maine's 2nd District, West Virginia, Ohio, South Carolina, Florida, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Idaho, and Alaska. The spotlight is on the critical battleground states. In Arizona, Harris is currently ahead by 3 to 4 percentage points. This state, which turned Democratic in the 2020 election for the first time since 1996, appears to be continuing in that direction. In contrast, Trump has a slight advantage in Nevada, leading by 2 to 3 points, a state noted for its closely contested races in past presidential cycles. So, as we watch Arizona's political landscape, the stakes couldn't be higher for both Trump and Harris. This state's swing status ensures it will be one of the most fiercely contested areas in the election. What do you think? Will Arizona remain a stronghold for the Democrats, or will we see a shift towards the Republicans? Share your predictions in the comments below. Let's discuss who might take over Arizona. The Rust Belt presents another area of intense competition. In Wisconsin, the race is close, with Harris narrowly leading by 1 to 2 points. This state has swung between parties, backing Trump in 2016 and then flipping back to Democratic control in 2020. Michigan shows Harris in a more robust position with a lead of 2 to 6 points, suggesting a strengthening of the Democratic base since its return from Trump's victory in 2016. In Pennsylvania, Trump is slightly ahead with a 1-point lead in current polls. This state is famously unpredictable, swinging from one party to the other in recent elections, and remains a key battleground. As we look forward, the strategies implemented by both campaigns in these concluding weeks will be crucial. Efforts on the ground, extensive advertising campaigns, and strategic policy announcements are all designed to influence undecided voters and reinforce support among their bases. The emphasis will likely intensify around pivotal issues that strike a chord with swing voters in these essential states, potentially altering the course of the campaign as it nears its final stretch. This dynamic race is expected to offer more surprises and shifts as Election Day approaches. In the current electoral landscape, Vice President Harris is maintaining a steady lead in Minnesota, where she's ahead by 5 points. This state has consistently supported Democratic candidates since 1976. Similarly, earlier polls in New Hampshire show Harris leading by 6 points, reinforcing the state's recent preference for Democrats in presidential contests. As we've been understanding how unpredictable the upcoming 2024 election can be because of latest August polls. In all swing states, I realized something important. Many of you who enjoy these deep analysis into election dynamics might not have subscribed to the channel yet. So, why not hit that subscribe button? Thanks. Now, moving on. On the other hand, Virginia presents a contrasting scenario where earlier polls had Trump in the lead. However, the state's recent trend of voting Democratic in the last 4 elections hints at a possible shift towards blue this time around. In North Carolina, the race is tighter, with Harris having a slight advantage of 2 to 3 points, indicating increased competitiveness in recent years. Meanwhile, in Georgia, Trump seems to hold a stronger position with a lead of 3 to 6 points, despite the state's unexpected swing towards the Democrats in the 2020 presidential election. When analyzing the election through the lens of current polling data, it seems Vice President Harris could edge out a victory by narrow margins in key battleground states. The competition remains fierce, evidenced by close races in several states. Although polls provide useful insights, they don't determine the final outcome on their own. The betting odds offer additional perspectives. For example, in Arizona, Trump is slightly preferred with a 51% chance over Harris's 49%. In Nevada, the gap widens with Trump leading at 54% to Harris's 46%. Conversely, Harris enjoys a strong advantage in Minnesota, where the odds are overwhelmingly in her favor at 94% to 6%. The situation is similar in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, all of which tilt significantly towards Harris. In states like New Hampshire and Virginia, the betting odds also favor Harris, while North Carolina and Georgia appear to lean more towards Trump. These insights from the betting world provide a layered understanding of the electoral dynamics, indicating strong regional support for both candidates. Mapping these odds onto the Electoral College, Arizona's slight tilt towards Trump could mean electoral votes for him, while Nevada's odds also favor Trump. In contrast, Harris's significant lead in Minnesota should ensure she captures those electoral votes. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, leaning towards Harris, reinforce her strong standing in these vital battleground states. In North Carolina, Donald Trump is currently leading the polls with 59% of the vote compared to his opponent's 41%, positioning him well to claim the state's 15 electoral votes. Over in Georgia, the trend is similar, with Trump maintaining a lead at 58% to 42%, potentially adding another 16 electoral votes to his tally. These numbers paint a picture of a country sharply divided along regional lines. Kamala Harris is making significant inroads in the upper Midwest and Mid-Atlantic regions, while Trump's stronghold appears to be in the southern and certain southwestern states. The ultimate verdict, however, will be delivered by the electorate on the day of the election. Reflecting on the broader electoral scene, the storyline is filled with twists and turns. The race took an unexpected turn when President Biden exited the race unexpectedly, giving Trump a substantial boost against Vice President Harris. But Harris has since regained her footing, refining her message and steadily gaining ground in the betting odds, underscoring her increasing popularity. As Election Day approaches, the competition is intensifying, with Trump holding 47% and Harris slightly ahead at 51%, a slim 4-point difference that underscores the tight and competitive nature of this race. Every vote is set to play a pivotal role in determining the final outcome. With the potential for high voter turnout, shifts in public opinion, and last-minute surprises as the campaign concludes, the end result remains uncertain. The American public will be the ultimate decider of this closely contested election. Thank you for following along, and remember to subscribe for further updates. As the election progresses, it's crucial to look beyond the numbers and understand the narratives and strategies that could influence the final results. This election is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable and keenly observed contests in recent memory.